Think back to the steel workers of the 1970s, who pulled double shifts in sweltering factories without a single complaint. Or the Depression-era construction crews who built skyscrapers on sandwiches that cost a nickel, possessing a rugged physical endurance that modern doctors absolutely envy. They did not have expensive whey protein isolates, fancy pre-workout drinks, or chemical muscle-building supplements. Yet, their bodies possessed an unbreakable physical baseline that lasted well into their 80s. Today, we have been told that to preserve our strength past the age of 50, we must spend hundreds of dollars on chalky, synthetic protein powders and complex vitamin regimens. But the truth is, you are throwing your retirement savings down the drain while your muscles continue to slowly wither away. There is a silent thief inside your body stealing your strength, robbing you of your independence, and making every flight of stairs feel like climbing a mountain. Doctors call this condition sarcopenia, but you can think of it as biological rust. It is the exact reason why opening a pickle jar suddenly feels like a wrestling match, and why you feel unsteady on your feet. For years, the mainstream medical establishment told you to eat more steak, drink gallons of milk, and force down tasteless protein shakes. But clinical trials show they were looking in completely the wrong place. We have discovered a microscopic switch inside your aging cells that has simply stopped listening to those modern protein signals. The solution to reversing this decline is not hiding in a commercial supplement store. It is hiding right now in your local grocery store pantry, and it costs less than $0.25 per serving. In this video, we are going to reveal the 6 forgotten, ultra-cheap historical foods that rebuild aging muscle tissue, lubricate stiff joints, and flood your veins with unstoppable daily energy far faster than expensive modern formulas. But before we dive in, I want to send a special thank you to Vikram, who is sending warm wishes to us all the way from Toronto. Vikram, it is absolutely wonderful to have you joining our active senior community at age 65. If you want a personal shout-out in our next video, make sure to subscribe, smash that like button, and drop a comment below letting me know your age, where you are watching from today, and what the hardest physical job you ever worked was. We read and reply to every single comment with personalized wellness tips for your situation. Now, let us go back in time to permanently repair your biochemistry, starting with number 6.
We begin our countdown with the absolute silver bullet of senior nutrition: canned sardines. I know the smell might remind you of your grandfather's kitchen, but he was tapping into a biological truth that modern clinical science has only recently managed to confirm. As your body ages past 50, your muscle cells suffer from a phenomenon known as anabolic resistance. In plain terms, your muscles have become chemically deaf to the dietary signals that tell them to repair and grow. You can scream at them with dry chicken breasts and egg whites, but they simply cannot hear the message. But researchers at the Washington University School of Medicine demonstrated something revolutionary. They found that high-quality omega-3 fatty acids, specifically the EPA and DHA found in abundance inside fatty fish, actively sensitize aging muscle tissue to protein. Eating sardines is like cleaning the wax out of your cell's ears. It unclogs your internal anabolic machinery, allowing your body to finally utilize the protein you eat for structural repair, rather than letting it circulate uselessly or burn off as metabolic waste. Sardines are vastly superior to popular choices like fresh tuna or expensive salmon fillets because they are preserved and eaten whole, including the soft skin and microscopic bones. This means a single $1 can of sardines delivers not only 25 grams of highly bioavailable complete protein, but also a massive natural dose of calcium and vitamin D. Vitamin D is actually a powerful steroid hormone that is absolutely critical for senior muscle contractility and bone density. Yet over 70% of older adults are clinically deficient in it. By consuming the soft bones of the sardine, you ingest the perfect natural ratio of calcium and phosphorus that your digestive system recognizes and absorbs instantly. bypassing the arterial calcification risks of synthetic calcium pills. To get these incredible benefits, you do not have to eat them straight out of the can. Simply drain the tin, mash the sardines with half an avocado, a squeeze of fresh lemon juice, and a pinch of black pepper to completely mask the fishy flavor. Alternatively, toss them into a rich, garlic-infused tomato sauce over whole grain pasta, where the flavor melts seamlessly into the background. Aim to eat just 2 cans of sardines per week. It is a simple historical intervention that costs less than a cup of coffee, yet it completely rewrites how your body processes protein. But fueling your cellular engine is only the first step. To actually get those muscles to contract and move without fatigue, you need an electrical current, and that brings us to number 5, the mineral spark plug, raw pumpkin seeds. Number 5 on our list is a food that most people routinely scoop out of their jack-o'-lanterns and throw straight into the garbage, completely unaware they are discarding one of nature's most potent neuromuscular medicines, pumpkin seeds, also known as pepitas. Seniors, think of your muscular system like a high-performance vehicle. Protein is the physical steel that builds the engine frame, but minerals are the spark plugs that ignite the fuel. If your battery is completely dead, it does not matter how much high-grade gasoline you pump into the tank. That car is not going anywhere. Yet, clinical data shows that nearly 70% of seniors do not consume enough magnesium to keep their internal cellular ignition firing. This chronic mineral deficiency leads directly to nighttime leg cramps, muscle weakness, stiff limbs, and a constant dragging fatigue that makes daily exercise feel utterly impossible. Pumpkin seeds are nature's richest mineral spark plug. They are packed tightly with magnesium, which is the master mineral required for the cellular production of ATP, the actual chemical energy your muscles require to contract, lift, and walk. A pivotal study linked magnesium status directly to grip strength and explosive physical power in adults over the age of 60. Furthermore, pumpkin seeds deliver a massive payload of zinc. Zinc is a critical trace mineral that plays an irreplaceable role in maintaining healthy testosterone levels in senior men and managing chronic systemic inflammation in senior women. Without adequate zinc, your anabolic growth hormones plummet, creating a highly destructive biological environment where muscle wasting becomes completely unavoidable. Here is the precise medical instruction for using pumpkin seeds. You must eat them raw or very lightly dry roasted, as high commercial roasting heats damage their delicate heat-sensitive oils. More importantly, because the digestive system of a senior does not produce the same level of mechanical breakdown or stomach acid as it once did, eating them whole can result in them passing through your system completely unabsorbed.
Instead, take raw pumpkin seeds, run them through a basic coffee grinder until they form a fine green powder, and add 2 tablespoons of this powder directly into your daily sugar-free applesauce or morning yogurt. This mechanical grinding guarantees that your small intestine absorbs every single milligram of magnesium and zinc. Aim for 1/4 cup of these ground seeds daily. Within 2 weeks of consistent use, you will notice a profound reduction in muscle stiffness and a steady surge in your physical drive. But as you begin to move more, you must protect the internal scaffolding of your frame. And that brings us to number 4. Number 4, the joint glue, unflavored gelatin powder. Long before multi-billion-dollar supplement corporations flooded the market with highly processed, expensive collagen peptides, 1950s physical culturalists and old-school lifters protected their joints from heavy training using a humble 10-cent pantry staple, standard, unflavored baking gelatin dissolved in warm water. They treated it as essential daily medicine for aching knees, lower backs, and shoulders. Seniors, the physiological reality is simple. Preserving your muscle mass and active mobility is completely impossible if every single step you take causes you agonizing joint pain. As your body ages past 50, your natural internal collagen synthesis plummets. This sharp biological decline leads directly to brittle tendons,
thinning cartilage, and stiff, dry joint sockets that loudly pop and grind when you walk. Gelatin is simply pure, boiled-down animal collagen. It is packed with exceptionally high concentrations of two specific amino acids, glycine and proline. Clinical researchers at the Penn State University Department of Nutrition published a massive review demonstrating that daily gelatin consumption directly treats osteoarthritis, reduces joint pain, and actively supports the rebuilding of degraded cartilage tissue. It acts as a literal internal lubricant for the moving hinges of your body.
But the benefits of gelatin go significantly deeper than just physical joint repair. Glycine, the primary amino acid in gelatin, also acts as a powerful, calming inhibitory neurotransmitter in your brain. It has been shown to lower core body temperature and dramatically improve your ability to achieve sustained deep phase sleep. This is highly critical because the deep sleep phase is the precise window when your pituitary gland releases human growth hormone, HGH, the vital biological chemical responsible for repairing cellular damage and rebuilding worn-out muscle fibers. By consuming cheap, unflavored gelatin before bed, you are simultaneously lubricating your stiff joints and forcing your brain to chemically heal your muscles while you sleep. Here is how to prepare this traditional joint glue. Go to any local grocery store baking aisle and buy a standard box of plain, unflavored gelatin powder. Empty one small packet, which contains about 1 tablespoon of powder, directly into a mug. Add 2 ounces of cold water and let it sit for 2 minutes to let the powder expand, a process chefs call blooming. Once bloomed, fill the rest of the mug with hot water or herbal chamomile tea, stirring vigorously until the gelatin dissolves completely. Drink this liquid exactly 45 minutes before your normal bedtime. The glycine will gently ease your nervous system into deep, restorative sleep, while the proline spends the night rebuilding your worn-out knee cartilage, allowing you to step out of bed the next morning feeling significantly looser, steadier, and completely pain-free. Before we reveal our top 3 powerhouse foods, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel right now! We have spent weeks compiling this medical research, and we don't want you to miss the life-changing secrets still ahead. Now, let us look at number 3. Number 3. The cellular furnace. Brewer's yeast powder. During the early 20th century, working-class athletes and physical culturalists did not have access to synthetic daily multivitamins. Instead, they routinely swallowed intensely bitter spoonfuls of a dense, dark byproduct of the beer brewing process, known as brewer's yeast. They pressed this powder into solid tablets or dissolved it in warm broths to bypass the taste, knowing it flooded their bodies with raw, relentless physical energy. Today, modern clinical science reveals that brewer's yeast is nature's original, highly bioavailable whole food vitamin B complex. It serves as a literal cellular furnace for senior metabolism. Seniors, you might be eating a perfect high-protein diet, but your aging digestive tract is very likely failing to absorb it. This is a clinical condition known as type B malnutrition, a dangerous biological state where you consume plenty of daily calories but starve on a microscopic level. As stomach acid naturally declines with age, your body's ability to extract vital B vitamins and trace minerals from your food completely crashes. Brewer's yeast completely solves this metabolic crisis. It provides a massive, pre-digested dose of vitamin B6 and thiamine. These B vitamins are the exact biological coenzymes required for amino acid metabolism. Without adequate B6 circulating in your bloodstream, your body simply cannot break down dietary protein and convert it into actual thigh, bicep, or back muscle. You are essentially eating expensive food and flushing the nutritional benefits straight out of your body. But the metabolic power of brewer's yeast goes even deeper. It is one of the richest natural sources of a highly specific compound called glucose tolerance factor, GTF, chromium. Researchers at the United States Department of Agriculture Human Nutrition Research Center demonstrated that this natural organic chromium aggressively improves insulin sensitivity in older adults. Chromium acts like a molecular key that unlocks your muscle cells. When you eat carbohydrates, chromium ensures that the circulating glucose is pushed directly into your muscle cells for immediate physical energy, rather than circulating uselessly in your veins, which causes severe diabetic lethargy, arterial damage, and afternoon brain fog, or being stored as visceral belly fat. When purchasing this historical staple, you must be highly specific. Go to your local health food store and buy pure, unflavored, unfortified brewer's yeast powder. Completely avoid nutritional yeast or yeast flakes, which are deactivated differently and do not contain the same therapeutic levels of GTF chromium. Because the taste is intensely bitter, you must hide it inside savory foods. Start by stirring just 1 teaspoon of brewer's yeast powder into a hot bowl of oatmeal, a savory cup of bone broth, or a strongly seasoned vegetable soup once a day. After a week of consistent use, increase the dose to a full tablespoon. Within 14 days, you will feel a massive surge in your daily physical stamina as your cells finally receive the spark plugs they need to convert food into usable strength. Number 2. The Nighttime Gel Catalyst. Dried skim milk powder. Our number 2 spot belongs to an incredibly cheap 30-cent pantry staple that has been completely written off by modern marketing, yet it outperforms expensive laboratory whey powders in overnight muscle retention. Non-fat, dried skim milk powder. In the 1950s, elite bodybuilders and physical culturalists did not have access to commercial protein stores. To pack on solid muscle and recover from brutal labor, they mixed dry, skimmed milk powder directly into regular liquid milk. This traditional kitchen practice created a super concentrated, dense protein base that rapidly accelerated recovery and built massive physical durability. Today, clinical science confirms the brilliant biochemistry behind this old-school habit. Dried skim milk is packed with highly concentrated, slow-digesting casein protein. While highly marketed whey protein powders hit your bloodstream incredibly fast and burn off within 2 hours, casein digests at a slow, continuous pace. Seniors, this slow digestion rate is absolutely critical for the survival of your muscle mass. When you go to sleep for 8 hours, your body naturally enters a fasting catabolic state. To keep your vital organs running, your system is chemically forced to break down your precious skeletal muscle tissue to harvest baseline amino acids. But researchers at the MRI University Medical Center discovered that consuming slow-digesting casein protein about 30 minutes before bed completely blocks this overnight muscle wasting. When dried milk powder reaches your stomach, it reacts with your natural gastric juices to form a thick, slow-dissolving nutritional gel. This heavy gel releases a steady, continuous 6 to 8 hour drip of muscle-repairing amino acids directly into your bloodstream. You are essentially feeding, repairing, and rebuilding your muscles while you are completely unconscious in your bed. This is the ultimate weapon against anabolic resistance and age-related muscle loss. Dried skim milk is simply pure dairy protein with all the water and fat mechanically removed, meaning you get pure, pharmaceutical-grade muscle fuel for literally pennies a serving. To implement this nighttime gel protocol, purchase a standard, inexpensive box of non-fat dry milk powder from the baking aisle of your local grocery store. 30 minutes before you go to bed, take 3 full tablespoons of the fine powder and stir it vigorously into 1 cup of regular milk or warm water. The high concentration of natural calcium and magnesium inside the milk will also work to calm your central nervous system, lower your blood pressure, and help you fall into a deep sleep significantly faster. You will wake up the next morning feeling physically firmer, structurally tighter, and noticeably less sore from your daily activities. And now we arrive at number 1, the most historically validated, highly polarized, and medically non-negotiable nutritional secret of the entire century. Number 1. The oxygen scaffold.
The #1 spot on our list belongs to the ultimate cheap meat pill that fueled the strongest generation in history: desiccated beef liver. In the massive, sweltering steel mills of the 1950s, the hardest working men on Earth would regularly swallow handfuls of pure, defatted beef liver tablets to survive their brutal shifts. This practice delivered incredibly concentrated proteins and vital blood-building factors without the high cholesterol, high cost, or long preparation time of a cooked steak. Seniors, you need to understand the biological reality of why desiccated beef liver is medically essential for your body past the age of 50. The single greatest threat to your physical independence and muscle strength is not a lack of dietary protein, but a subtle, chronic, internal starvation of oxygen. Millions of older adults suffer from silent, low-grade anemia without ever realizing it. As we age, our bodies produce fewer red blood cells, restricting the flow of oxygen to our skeletal muscle tissues. This oxygen starvation causes premature physical fatigue, heavy legs syndrome, profound weakness, and eventual severe muscle wasting. You try to carry groceries or walk up a flight of stairs, and your legs feel like lead, not because you lack muscle, but because your muscles are literally suffocating.
Desiccated beef liver directly attacks and reverses this foundational problem. It is nature's most highly concentrated multivitamin, packed with massive levels of highly absorbable heme iron, vitamin A, and vitamin B12. Heme iron is absorbed by the human digestive tract 2 to 3 times better than plant-based iron, and it is the critical component required for the synthesis of myoglobin, the specialized protein that physically traps and holds oxygen inside your skeletal muscle cells. By fully saturating your muscle myoglobin levels, your muscles can perform physical work significantly longer before they are forced to revert to painful lactic acid-producing energy systems. It is the literal biological cure for that chronic physical exhaustion that keeps millions of seniors trapped in their recliners all day. Furthermore, researchers at Pennsylvania State University have demonstrated that restoring heme iron and B12 levels rapidly reverses physical frailty and restores relentless all-day energy in older adults. Beef liver provides the exact, raw, ancestral materials your red blood cells require to transport life-giving oxygen from your lungs to your limbs. You do not have to cook or eat fresh liver to get these miraculous benefits. You can easily purchase high-quality, grass-fed, desiccated beef liver capsules online or at any local health store. Start by taking 4 capsules every single morning with your breakfast. It is highly critical that you never take iron or beef liver supplements with coffee or tea, as the natural tannins in these beverages will completely bind to the minerals in your gut and block their absorption. Always swallow them with a full glass of water. Take them early in the day because the massive natural dose of vitamin B12 will ignite a clean, powerful surge of mental clarity and physical energy that could keep you awake if taken too close to bedtime. Within just 3 weeks of daily use, the profound afternoon exhaustion will completely lift. Your breathing will remain steady, and your muscles will feel fully charged and ready for action. The historical record is absolutely clear. The men and women who built previous generations were not fueled by expensive, modern synthetic chemicals or complicated laboratory formulas. They relied on simple, affordable, whole food nutrition that worked in perfect harmony with human biology. Your body is an incredibly resilient, miraculous machine that is capable of building real strength, stabilizing your balance, and regenerating joint tissues at any age. You just have to stop feeding it empty, processed fillers and start fueling it with the raw, ancestral materials it was designed to run on. Do not let anyone tell you that progressive physical weakness, stiff joints, or chronic afternoon fatigue are just normal, unavoidable parts of getting older. By incorporating ground pumpkin seeds, unflavored gelatin, brewer's yeast, dry skim milk, and desiccated liver into your weekly routine, you can completely rewrite your biological script and reclaim your physical freedom. Now we want to hear from you.
Which of these traditional powerhouse energy secrets are you going to add to your grocery list first? Do you remember your parents or grandparents using any of these simple nutritional tricks when you were growing up? Share your stories, experiences, and opinions in the comments below, because our senior community loves to read them and learn from your wisdom. Stay strong, keep moving, and we will see you in the very next video.